Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into one of the most shocking cases in American history, a story of trust, betrayal, fear, and survival. It's the chilling tale of Dean Corll, often remembered by the nickname the Candyman, and his young accomplice, Elmer Wayne Henley Jr. What makes this story even more haunting is how Henley's role shifted from being a potential victim to a partner, and ultimately, to the one who brought the nightmare to an end. In the early 1970s, Houston, Texas, seemed like an ordinary place for kids to grow up. Dean Corll, a man known in the neighborhood for handing out sweets to children, blended into the community. But behind the friendly image was a man living a double life. Over the span of just 3 years, dozens of young boys and teenagers disappeared, and the city was left in confusion and fear. Corll didn't work alone. Two local teenagers, David Brooks and Elmer Wayne Henley, became his accomplices. Henley's involvement is perhaps the most unsettling. He wasn't recruited as a friend or ally, he was originally marked as a target. But instead of becoming a victim, Henley was manipulated into helping Corll lure others. Corll promised him money and made him believe that he was part of something bigger. For a teenager struggling with poverty and trying to find his place in the world, the pressure was immense. Henley accepted. For each boy he brought in, he was paid a couple of $100s. He convinced himself he was doing the right thing, or at least that he had no choice. But as time went on, the weight of what he was part of began to sink in. Henley later admitted that he wanted to stop, but by then he was caught in Corll's web. Everything changed on the night of August 8, 1973. What started as another gathering at Corll's house turned into chaos. After an argument, Henley finally snapped. In a desperate moment, he grabbed a weapon and turned it on the man who had manipulated him for years. Corll was gone, and with that single act, the horrors of the Candyman murders came to light. When Henley surrendered to authorities, he confessed everything. He led police to hidden burial sites where victims had been left, and the scale of the crimes shocked the nation. At just 17 years old, Henley had stopped a man responsible for unimaginable cruelty, but his own role could not be ignored. In 1974, Henley was sentenced to multiple life terms. He remains behind bars to this day, serving his sentence in Texas. Over the years, he has spoken out only rarely, but recently, after more than 5 decades, Henley gave new insight into what happened. He described himself not as innocent, but as someone who was manipulated at a young age. A compliant accomplice, as some experts now call it, caught between being a victim and a participant. The story of Dean Corll and Elmer Wayne Henley forces us to think deeply about influence, vulnerability, and how fear can control people. It's a reminder that evil often hides behind ordinary faces, and that sometimes the line between victim and accomplice is painfully blurred. Thank you for watching. If you found this story compelling, don't forget to subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and let me know what other true stories you'd like me to cover. Your support means a lot, and together we can keep uncovering the lessons hidden in history's darkest chapters.